Okay. What's good, YouTube? Let's go over some charts. I just want to just see what we can find. Just gonna go over a few things. I'll start from the higher time frames and go down to the lower time frames just to kind of really break down what's going on in the market. A lot of choppiness, and I would just want to just kind of see what we can see on these stocks. So I'm just looking at Tesla. I'm on a 12-month chart, and I just want to see the ranges that we're stuck in. So right after we're inside year. So I mean, this is the reason why Tesla has not broke out. Tesla has not broke out. We're still stuck inside of last year's range, and we've been stuck in this for 2 years now. We've been stuck in this since 2024. So it's a 12-month chart, and let's go to the 6-month chart. So let's go ahead and mark the top and the bottom part of this range on the 12-month. All right, let's see where we are at 6-month chart. Okay, so we broke we had an inside month on the 6-month chart. We broke that to the downside right here at, let's see. Yeah, when we broke below this one candle right here, it broke down, wick, and it's now we still got 4 months and 13 days left to like try to really push this thing up. And it's possible if things do start to turn around, it's a lot of time that they can turn this into a 3 and go trigger this to the upside. Right now, it's just a 2 down. But from what I'm seeing, that I think they're trying to target this low right here on this candle right here. So, I mean, they didn't quite get there, but they possibly can. So the low as that is 288. It's a long way down for a Tesla. Tesla's been on a struggle bus like crazy. Go to the 3-month chart. Okay, so we had a fail 2 down on the 3-month chart, but we never triggered it to the upside. So it's just been 2 down, 2 down. And so, like I said, we got 1 month and 12 days left on this. And if it decides to push up, we will have to, it's still an active candle. But right now, let's say if it closes right here, then this would be the entry to go to the upside to take this out. If they trigger this on the next 3-month candle, trying to go higher to take out these highs. But if they push this up within the next month and 12 days, they're going to make this a 3 candle going back to the upside and engulfing this fell 2 down. This was a bullish candle on the month of April. The month of April was bullish, and then well, I mean, on that 3-month candle. And then so the next 3 months, the last 2 months have been red. So they popped up and then they got knocked back down. Let's go to the monthly. And this is why we're struggling so bad on Tesla, because on a 1-month chart, we have an inside. Well, we're still stuck inside this candle right here. Let me see what turn this on the STRAT. Yeah, so it's a 2 down. This is not a 3 candle, but we're still stuck inside of last month. So it's going to be tough until we break outside of this candle. So either there's going to be to the downside, which will cause more downside, or back to the upside. And so there's going to be quite the climb if they want to go and try to push this thing back up. So we got 12 days, 20 hours. So I think the best time for me to look at playing Tesla is to really try to wait these next 12 days out, which is the rest of August, because if they close as an inside candle, then what I'm going to be looking for is a break to the upside like this. I'll make this white, or a break to the downside of this candle on the 1 month, and that's the range. So whichever side they decide to break towards, I'll try to look for a position to go to the upside or the downside to take out those highs. So Are they going to give a 2-1-2 up or a 2-1-2 down to continue to the downside? And looking at this right here, it's been a nice little trend line. Just as it's been holding support. So maybe that's why it hasn't really dropped. Maybe that's why, because it's been support, 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 support. And now will it give a 1 candle and then a 2 back up to hold the support? That's what I want to see. All right, so let's delete that. Let's go to the weekly. And so the weekly, we're still stuck inside of last week's candle. So I'm just starting from the bigger time frames to the smaller time frames. All right, so the question is, we got 2 days, 20 hours. Right now, how choppy the market is, it doesn't really feel like it's going to break to the upside or the downside. So let's assume that this market closes like this on a 1 candle, like on Tesla. If they close this as a 1 candle, then next week I'll be looking for a break to the upside or the downside, because with 1 candles, we like to see if it's going to break to the upside or the downside, and then we could play to the next high, the next candle high, the next candle low, depending on which way it wants to break out. Right now, the candle is still active, and so the question will be, will they have a 2 up or a 2 down, or will they close as 1 candle? It only could be 3 things that's true, right? Only could be 3 things that's true. So knowing that, we got 2 days, 20 hours to, see what's going to happen, but I'll be tracking this to see what they're going to try to do. But down here, we have a weekly gap. We got a fair value gap right here at 323. So let's mark that. So if they try to come down and trigger this, they can probably trigger it, come down in here a little bit, and then maybe bounce, or they can potentially close the entire gap. So let's edit this. Okay, my TradingView signed out. Let this get back in. Okay. All right, let's put weekly. And then this would be the weekly close. All right, so this is a buy area. They can close this gap, try to find some support, and then start to bounce maybe a little bit after that. We'll see. So if they break the low of this 2 candle, it's going to cause it to go 2 down. And if they close that red, then I could see more downside on Tesla. But if they break to the upside within the next 2 days, there's going to be a 2-2 up. And if they close that green, then they could probably have some continuation and go and close this gap to the upside. All right, let's go to the daily time frame. Now, the good thing is on the daily time frame, we broke to the downside. So we had an inside candle right here. We broke it to the downside, came and took out this low, couldn't take out this candle low, found some support. It closed green. If I take out the STRAT assistant, it closed green. So now the question is, tomorrow, will they try to trigger this right here to the upside, a call entry on a daily, and then try to take out this high and possibly this high, because we got a gap filled to the upside. Eventually, I believe Tesla will try to go and fill this gap to the upside, which is 372. And that would be a nice move. Hopefully they don't gap past it or gap up into it and gives us the actual chance to actually, play it. But I'm going to be honest. This can have some upside if they decide to get above 340 and 49 cents. Problem is these wicks right here, and right here, that's a lot of selling pressure. Not saying that they can't break above those and hit those targets. It's just kind of tough, because what I'm watching out for is for a break of this downtrend right here. Excuse me. So sorry. All right. So they've been holding this support and holding it pretty good. Question is, will they start to break to the upside, or will they start to break this down? So that's on a daily. 4 hour. Okay, this is how atrocious the market has been. Look at this small ass 4 hour candle. This is a 1 hour candle. I mean a 4 hour candle, and it didn't. This is the range. It didn't go nowhere today. So now tomorrow, will they break to the upside? Let me delete all of this. Got a lot on the screen. Okay, will they break to the upside on a 4 hour time or break to the downside? This is actually not a bad range if you're gonna play it. You just got to be ready for fake outs because this market has been terrible. So if they break above this 4 hour candle, the next target would be up here at 340, which is not a bad move. If they break below this 335, they can come all the way down here to 331 possibly. And so there's inside candles, action signal to both sides. So we have a 2 up, and that's a put entry to the downside on the 1 hour. So but yeah, I would just focus mainly on the 4 hour, the bigger time frames. And yeah, so if they break this to the downside, this will be a target. So 331. And then if they go past that, this is a 4 hour gap fill to the downside. That's possible. 327. So that's a Tesla breakdown. Let's go to the comments and see if y'all seen anything. Is there a stock y'all want me to look at? This type of stock, I'll look at it. I start from the 12-month and we break it all the way down just like we did Tesla. First comment, I'll look at it. Try to give y'all a second to type in stock. See, I'll do that. I'm see what else I can find. I'll come back to the comments. So I got 2 people on here viewing. All right. Let's see what NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA. Let's see what the big stock is doing. Okay. This thing has just been green for so long. 2021, red in 2022, and then green 2023, green 2024, 2025, so far 2026. Man, it's crazy. That is crazy. All right. So right now we got 4 months and 13 days left. Okay, so let's mark this. This is the range. It's 12-month range. Go to the 6-month. Okay, so we're still stuck inside of that 6-month candle. There's no need to mark that. 3-month. Still stuck inside the 3-month range. Okay. So that's the range for the 3-month. The month broke to the upside. Looked like they're trying to take out these highs. So we had a 1 candle. Yep, inside candle. Now we got a 2 up. Now it look like they're trying to take out these highs. All right. Got 12 days left. So to see if they're going to try to take out these highs. It's going to be interesting. Weekly. A little bearish on the week. So far, if they trigger this to the downside, they're going to turn it into a 3 candle. Because we already broke to the upside for a 2 up, and now it hit this and it rejected immediately. So it's not looking good. So that would be a put if they decide to do that. Daily, we had 2 failed 2 ups on a daily. So it was bound to break to the downside. We had 2 in a row. one right here and one right here. So they already made that move today, gapped it down overnight on us. Already happened. And then if they would have did it on the intraday, we would have tried to shoot for this target low, and they didn't quite get there today. So you know, they can still come down here to 216. And then another thing that I'm seeing that could potentially happen would be if they decide to come down here, this can be a potential broadening formation if they trigger these puts to the downside. And then you got that right there. So kind of makes sense on a daily. So you had resistance, support, resistance, and they already gapping it down. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come down here to like 215 because you got a gap all right here for support. All of this is support. It's a daily for everybody you got. And if they really wanted to find some strong support, it would be right here. This would be a daily for everybody you got closed to the downside. Boom. So you got that. They already started to bounce off the top of this gap. So now anywhere in here to me would be considered support. Big support. 4 hour. Okay. So yeah, you got this 4 hour candle, inside candle. So any break to the downside, you want to shoot for these lows. Oops, wrong thing again. Sorry, put entry 4 hour. So if they break 218.92, they can take out this low and try to come fill this gap. This is a gap fill right here on the 4 hour. And then they can try to target this next low right here. But there would be a weekly trigger to the downside, which is at 216.17. If they decide to get bullish, they can try to go and take out these highs. 4 hour PT. And back up here is a 4 hour gap close. Right here. Boom, February gap. That would be a close all the way back to the upside if they decide to get bullish and recover all of this move from yesterday. But it doesn't feel like it because looking at this broadening formation on the 4 hour looks like a pretty clean setup to me. So now if I'm playing NVIDIA, I'm looking to take out these lows. Right here, 216 would be my main target. So once they break this, 218, yeah, I will try to shoot for this to the downside. Because it makes sense, right? They can come down here, fill some of this gap, then bounce back up. Because eventually I have the market going back here. Well, I have NVIDIA going back here. So I actually got some bigger targets for sure to the upside on NVIDIA. It's just waiting for the chip sector to start to find some bounce. Right now, they're just pulling back. So no stocks. Y'all don't want me looking at any stocks. I was trying to give y'all a chance to comment, put in a stock, unless I'm looking at the wrong area. If you already commented. If you want me to look at a certain stock, just put it in there. Okay, hour. We did have a fill to down on the hour. So if they break above this on the hour tomorrow, let me delete this line. All right, boom. So if they triggered this to the hour, they can go back to the upside, 220.04 cents, and they could try to take out these highs. But right now they're looking like they're still down after market. So we'll see. And this is an ugly range. This is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous chop, just nowhere. So buying time is going to be the best option right now in this market. Zero DTEs are just not really working out the way I would like them to. Walmart. Okay. All right, bet. Let's look at Walmart. All right, let's break this all the way down from the top. So each candle represents 12 months. So okay, we broke to the upside, giving a 2-2 up. So we're not stuck inside candle on the 12 month. Let's go to the 6 month. Okay, so we did trigger the 2 up. We triggered it coming down, and so but now it's starting to bounce a lot harder, giving a fill 2 down so far. But you got 4 months and 13 days, still an active candle, but that is a good sign that they came and triggered this low. They trigger those put entry to try to take out this low, and they failed to do so by immediately buying it up. So to me, it's a strong bullish indication on the 6 month. Let's go to the 3 month. Okay, so that 3 month candle was bearish, gave a fill 2 up. They triggered it right here, and then now they found some buyers. So far, you got a month and 12 days for this to confirm. So this was a put entry. They triggered it. They actually did. They came down. They failed to take out this low right here on this candle right here, that October 3 month candle. So now, assuming that they close green, then the entry, and this, assuming that they don't move up anymore, this will be an entry to the upside at 118 to try to go take out the next highs in that 3 month. Remember, each candle is 3 months, okay? So now, doesn't mean that this thing can't turn back red and start to come try to take out this low. So this low, that low. These will be the next lows that they try to target to the downside. That's if they decided to flip this thing bearish. Let's go to the month. Okay. So now you got a filter down on the month, which is doji, it's ugly, but they got a long wick at the top. So they try to sell it down. They had some buyers that stepped in. This candle closed green for the month of July. But now if they break above this call entry, it's better around the same area as the 3 month. So you can move that down. If they break above 118, then they can try to possibly take out that target next month at 123, and this right here to the upside at 124 if they decide to go back to the upside. See if we can draw. Oops. Was that another high? Yep. Okay. You got a broadening formation. It's small, but it's there. Well, they come back here. It's a great chance. Let's go to the week. So that's the monthly entry, and then the week. Okay, the week we had a 2 up continuation. Now we're still stuck inside week. So we're still stuck inside of last week's candle. We got to break this high right here to continue to up to the upside to unlock this to try to go take out this high, this high. So that's what we got to do. We got 2 days, 19 hours left to do that. But the good thing is that last week's candle was green, and we're still stuck right here inside candle. But right now, you do got some little rejection. These wicks at the top of these candles, you got some sellers right here, sellers right here, sellers right here, sellers right here. But these buyers are trying to hold it back up. And this has been a long time support too. So not a bad area. Not a bad area. So I would kind of, if I'm in calls, I would be liking this, that we're holding this as support to try to break back to the upside. And this is a downtrend that they're trying to break out of. Yep. So you can draw that any type of way. On the daily, a red day just like the whole market. They got above this 2 down. Just fell 2 down on the daily, but they got up here and rejected and closed red. So now tomorrow, if they decide to break below this daily red candle right here, this would be a put entry to the downside to target this daily fair value gap close and this daily low. So that's what it's looking like right now. 4 hour inside candle. So they break above this would be a call entry to the upside on the 4 hour. And we try to take out these highs right here. If it decides to break down on the 4 hour, the put entry would be right here. And then you try to target these next lows. And then on 1 hour, let's see if it's worth it. The 1 hour. 1 hour's fell 2 down, that would be a call entry back to the upside. So all right. And that is Walmart. So let me take off all of these drawings and just try to see what I can see on this. Support being held right there. Got to break above this to break out back to the upside. Got to break above that. Ooh, but I do like these gap closes back up here. Daily gap close right up there. This is the whole area. So they gap down, came and tested the gap, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support. And now they're trying to break above this. They trying. So, but I got a target eventually getting filled at 131 on Walmart. Walmart ain't going nowhere, man. Walmart, yeah, Walmart is big dog. So not too bad on Walmart. I like it on, especially on the bigger time frames. This is a good level of support. Yeah, I like this. Not bad. And you got this little falling wedge right here. I like that too. Nice little falling wedge to go back up here and break out. They're starting to do that exactly. Because you can tighten it up right here if you want to and connect more of these lines. So you got resistance, fill, resistance, fill, resistance, fill, resistance, fill, breakout. So they're trying to make their way back up, and you got this bottom line right here to support, like I already drew earlier. So they can do something like this and just staircase their way up. They could do something like that and then eventually close the gap. Hope I was able to help on that. Any more of the stock? Oh, you said Walmart. Okay, cool. Thank you. I might do a swing trade on this Walmart. Yeah. Walmart not bad, bro. It's not bad. I kind of like it. That's why I'm starting from. You notice I'm starting from the 12-month chart, all the way down. I need to see what's going on. Doing a top-down analysis on these things. Where is UNH? I was tracking UNH pretty good, and I don't know where it's at right now. I was supposed to be in some swing calls, some swing trades back to the upside because that stock had fell down like 50, 60%. Let me bring this in a little bit more. UNH, where are you? There we go. Okay. UNH. Let's start from the top. Start from the top. Okay. All right, we're still stuck inside of last year's candle. All right. So we still got 4 months and 13 days left, but we're still stuck inside of last year's candle. That's the top range. This is the bottom range. 6 month. Okay. You got some rejections right here. This is a gap fill right here on the 6 month, 475. All right. So we had a fail 2 down on the 6 month, and they pulled back and then gave us a 2-2 up, which is good. And we broke above that candle, and now it's rejecting. But you still got plenty of time to turn this thing around. So let's go to the 3 month. 3 month, this is not looking good if you in calls. Right now, you got a fail 2 up forming on the 3 month. If they close this red, you still got a good little minute. 1 month, 12 days, still got some time. This candle is still active, but assuming that they close like this will be a put entry. And let's just make that let's just put that red. So if they was to trigger this, then they could try to come and close this gap right here or come back to take out these lows. I doubt it because UNH is, they already coming from a big dip. This crash that they had was from here to here. There was a 63% crash on that stock, which was a good discount. So this is a good area of support. I think all these group of buyers right here are just going to keep this stuff higher. That's just what I think. Looking at it, because if I can draw a broad information on a 3 month, I would draw like this. This is the low, and then this is high meets high, and boom, you have a nice little broad information. Boom, boom. This is what I think gonna happen. That's what I think is gonna happen eventually. Granted, it's 3 months now. 3 months, each candle is 3 months. All right, so right now we're bearish. Okay, now it's a good example. If you wanted to play puts, we had a fail 2 up last month. It already triggered, and now this thing could potentially still take out this low. This is how we play it. So, now we got some new information on this. Okay, all right. I don't know. I mean, because they're all different, because each candle, you got bigger time frames and smaller time frames. Now, I don't mean that it's not going to hit my bigger target, but right now, this is what I'm seeing. Let's draw this out. So this was a put entry. And so anytime they trigger it, it's still active. You still got 12 days, 19 hours left on this. This is the monthly chart. Now, this was a low. This was a low. And so now hit the highs right here. Boom. So this is possible. Resistance. They didn't quite hit this low right here, but they did right here. So this can be an ugly broad information, but right now they're rejecting. And so yeah, they can come down here. They can come all the way back down here. It's gonna take a while. This will suck because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of just straight bullishness. So if they come down to take out this low and this low and this low, this is be the bottom of the broadening formation according to this right here. So this white line, right here, they will try to come target this 227. If this thing starts to really fire off and just go back bearish, because you got a gap fill right here, you got a gap close. This is an actual gap. This is a good buy zone though. I don't think that they will quite do it because, you know, broadening formations can form on all different time frames, but I'll make this like blue. So this will be the gap fill. So maybe they want to come do this and fill some of the gap and then start to bounce back up, or they can come and close this gap completely, which is sitting at 295. But high point. So let's go over this. Let's go. This is what happened back in October 2025 right here on this candle. So let's look at this fell to up on a month. So this candle right here looks just like that candle right there. Fell to up on a month, and they went down. They went bearish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months after they created this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months of bearishness. My wife is calling me. Hey, babe, everything okay? I'm on live. Okay, I'll call you back in a second. Okay. Wife called me. Okay, so you had this fill to up. So back here, if you would have played this, the entry would have been, let's take that off. The entry would have been right here. Let's make that red. And so you could have played puts and try to target this low. So this was the low. Let's make that white. And this was the next candle low. And they never quite took that out. All right. So they had gave you, let's see, a 3 candle. And they gave it fell to down on a month right here. They triggered it and they rejected it immediately. And then they went back bullish right here. And as soon as they broke above the 3 candle, they was out of here, back to the upside. Back to the upside. So now you got the same thing developing right here. So this thing can pull back for some more months if they want to, unless they just change it in the next 12 days. But if they close this and then they can break below this to make it a 2-2 down, or they can push back up and break above this 2 down and try to go continue back to the upside. So a lot of things can happen. But looking at this, this is the area of resistance because they rejected. So I have to believe them. So you can draw this as the broadening formation. You can draw that. And it's not unrealistic. They can come down. They can. It's very possible. Weekly, they've been bearish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6 weeks. So we had a long bearish candle right here, that long wick at the top, and then you had this trend line that got broken. Yeah, that was a sign. That was a sign. And then you could have drew it from that right there too. So they finally broke it, started to pull back. Now, will they break above this and take out all of these? We'll see. They can reverse this and come and take out all of these back to the upside. UNH been pulling back. So, but yeah, this is they might give a pop soon because this is a crazy downtrend line. A break above this is going to try to take out all of these back to the upside. So let me see. This is a nice little. Yeah, they can do something like this. Yeah. It can happen. But okay, well, I'm about to go ahead and log off, make sure my wife is good. Appreciate y'all tapping into the stream. Hopefully tomorrow we get better price action because it sucked really bad. So love y'all. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Please click the link in the description if y'all want to join the team. Other than that, please like this video. Please share. Please subscribe. Thank y'all for watching, man. I'm gonna go live tomorrow too as well. And we're going to just try to pick different stocks. I'm going to try to do this every day till we just break down stocks from the 12-month chart all the way down and just keep doing it. Appreciate you, Marquand. All right. Peace. See y'all.